There we are. I think we're there. Hello, everybody. Come on in. We see you out there. It's time for Comics by Night. This episode, we're going to be going through the Alien, the Illustrated Story. It's the adaptation of the movie Alien by Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson, off of the original artwork by Walt.
Wow.
Glenn's here. I'm here. You're here. So we're just going to start going to run the opening and get things going here. It's a great book, great art, great topic. So it's going to be a fun show. He said, looking for the intro again. I got to get this coordinated. Here we are.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Should run this as well.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
That'll save us perhaps some future entanglements.
Look at that. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say it's immediately organic, isn't it? You see that big alien letter, then it goes into the spaceship, and it's just you think, oh my god! And even that fantastic dinosaur signature that Walt has, it's really part of the artwork. You know, rather than just seeing a name.
Just phenomenal.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Masterful work by a great sequential artist here. Alien, the Illustrated Story. Not a whole lot of people have seen this. I believe Heavy Metal printed it originally when it was first out. This is the original art edition put out by IDW. It is a big book. There's my hand.
I love the way you can see the whiteout on the lettering as well for the errors.
There are graphite smudges. There's line rulers here on the surface. Yeah, right there is a little bit of whiteout. It's great stuff. We open up to a great picture of an alien by Simonson himself.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yep. Probably a good quick sketch for him.
Yeah.
Alien, the Illustrated Story, original art edition. This was done in 2012, IDW. Oh, Titan Books, I'm sorry. It's put out by Titan Books in the IDW format. Titan does some great publications. You can't go wrong with a Titan book most of the time. Some great reprint works. Here we are again, back to the original. See the paper lines here, little touches of whiteout.
Fantastic. Are these pages actual size for the art now? Then are they bigger?
I am pretty sure they're actual size.
Right.
I'm not positive what kind of pen Simonson used, but I'm pretty sure it was a pen. This is 1278. It's what it's dated next to the signature. We open up.
Wow!
The start of the movie. Yeah.
Wow!
Amazing. Geiger all over this.
Yeah. Look at that. We live as we dream alone. Wow.
The book itself was originally in color. All of this is obviously in black and white, except for some of the lettering.
Yeah, it's strange that. I think it looks better in black and white.
Yeah. Well, Simonson's the kind of detailist that color, especially modern color, would only detract from.
It's that logo that he's done there that you're saying is like Geiger, which it obviously is, but it's very. I'm getting sort of Inca vibes off it as well.
Inca,
Aztec and all that South American stuff.
Yeah,
their artwork's similar to all this, very detailed.
I think there was a bit of that in Geiger's original.
Yeah.
Working. Try to center that a little better. Is the lighting all right?
Yes. Fine. Yeah. Perfect.
Cool. Of course, the ship is starting up. If you've seen the movie, this follows the movie.
God,
some of the likenesses are right there. Tom Skerritt,
yeah.
John Hurt, Yafet, Kodo, the entire cast here.
Look at that at the top there, just under Tom Skerritt. The what's he called? Yeah, the one down, the guy there with Yafet. That guy, what's he called? Brett. The what's the actor called?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly,
name.
don't remember. He was in the first Avengers movie.
Right.
I think that was the last thing he did. Somebody in the chat would know if somebody's awake in the chat.
And that John Hurt at the bottom, the left-hand page as well at the bottom.
Yeah.
Rise and shine.
It's one of those right on the tip of your tongue.
Is he called Harry Dean Andrews?
That's it. Anderson. No, not Anderson. Harry Dean Anderson, right?
Harry Dean Stanton. Stanton.
Okay, thanks for looking that up. Yeah,
I didn't. I just remembered.
Oh, okay.
Harry Dean Stanton. Yeah. Look at that. It's fabulous, isn't it? There's a lot of sort of Halo Jones as well. Ian Gibson looseness in this artwork as well. Very sort of sketchy, rather than.
Oh, it is sketchy. Yeah.
Very loose. If you look at it, Ian Gibson.
Beautiful ink work there. Everything narrowing down.
Yeah. When was this from? Alien came out in 79, so this must have been
78. Yeah. I think the movie come out in 78. This wasn't long after the movie. Sorry for the earthquake there. I'm just trying to center everything. Here, I'll just move this over.
Look at that. Where he said, look at that. He says everyone else gets more than us, and the captain says everyone else deserves more than you at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, a lot of the dialogue again is off of the script, off of the movie.
Yeah,
everything, all the characters are in line. Straighten that out. Still, that's my camera problem.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. The effect there, just great. I don't know if he had the movie to work off of. He probably had stills at the very least.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, I think it's great the way that he's done the sort of a cartoony version of the real actors, where we can recognize them, but they don't look exactly like them.
Right.
Oh,
let's look at that. Oh. Great stuff here. A lot of Kirby look to that.
Well, yeah, and that outline as well. Kirby was doing that in Eternals, wasn't he? That border outline, making it part of the artwork of the panel. Look at that. It's like a city, isn't it, that Nostromo?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That was the look in the film, so.
Wow.
All right. Scott has to have a special invitation. So, there we are. Rosamund might be joining us here shortly.
All right. Wonder what's happening there with that. That's been whited out, that panel, hasn't it?
Which panel?
Above you, keep going above your finger. That one, that. It looks like it's been redone. Can you see it?
The lettering here is in blue.
Oh, right. Okay. That's what it is.
But it doesn't look like it's been redone.
No, it's just the way it looks on my screen. Yeah, it's just that it's in blue. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have printed that in a different color.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Have you seen that Roseman guy? Is he around?
Yeah, that son of a bitch was just over there. I saw him. I just about ran into him. Hey, I had to be here with Russ not being here. I can't leave you two alone. God knows what.
There you go.
We'll have a great time. Don't you worry.
We'd figure it out somehow, Scott, but thanks for being here.
I'm sure you guys will do it. So let's see some close-ups of these Simonson pages. Oh God, dang!
We were just saying about that big panel there with the Nostromo on with the board. It's very Kirby and very sort of Aztec type of.
Oh God, yes.
It's wonderful. And that big city, the Nostromo.
Oh yeah, what a great border he put on there.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Spent some time on that. Fabulous, isn't it?
Oh my God.
I was also just saying, Scott, that I like the way Simonson's done sort of cartoony versions of the actors where they don't look exactly like them, but you know who they are.
Oh yeah,
like that John Hurt there and Sigourney Weaver, and that Yaphet Kotto thing.
It's a great cutaway of the hallway there.
Yeah.
Great use of the comics medium to give it that cinematic feel.
Yeah.
Following a person down that tubular hallway.
Right.
Great use of that.
Great subject matter too, though. It's a very visual movie.
Oh yeah. I remember seeing this film and it just scared the living crap out of me.
Oh, yeah.
I literally could not watch it a second time for months and months. It was just couldn't.
The movie never premiered in Flint. I'm not even sure if there was a theater that ran it that I remember. But
no kidding.
I had to drive down to Pontiac in order to see it. It's about half an hour, 45 minutes away.
Right.
To one of the first showcase cinemas down there, multi-screen cinemas. And I had dragged my wife, my now ex-wife, along with me. And she wasn't much into comics, but she was really big into horror movies. So I figured this will be cool. This will be great. And
Jesus, this satisfied everybody who was into horror. Yeah, I agree with you, Glenn, about those kind of almost cartoony versions. That's such a strength of Simonson. You could see it.
Yeah.
That
William Hurt here.
Yeah.
It says Veronica.
Angela Cartwright, is that her name?
Yeah.
Veronica Cartwright. Yeah.
Veronica. Oh, right, yeah.
Veronica Cartwright. Just a great shot here of the crew. Establishing shot of the control center. Anyway, to finish my story, I went and I took her with me, and she was already a little upset at me because I think Superman came out before this, and Superman premiered in Flint, and I made her sit through it twice.
Oh, no kidding.
Because she was getting up to leave. I was looking at her after the first showing. I said, "Where are you going?" She says, "Well, we're going." I said, "No, we're not. Sit back down. We're watching this again." So anyway, when the little alien first appears, the chest bursting scene, it freaked her out so much that she ran out of the theater and wouldn't come back in.
Oh my God!
I don't blame her. I
had to drive back home, only seeing like 20 minutes of the film.
Oh, Christ Almighty! Oh, yeah, that whole chest burst. I mean, that literally was one of those turning points in cinema.
Yeah,
that just unbelievable.
And if you try to appreciate, this was done back in '78. This is before there was computer lettering.
Oh yeah,
all of this is probably press rub off lettering on the original.
Yes, and bits and pieces of it
which
cut
was,
and moved.
Which was eash for it to break apart. If you remember, if you've ever used that lettering.
Yeah, letter set.
Sure. Yeah, it's crazy to keep all in whole. So this worked out to his advantage.
Oh Jesus, no doubt.
But you can see him. It probably spent hours just sitting here rubbing the lettering in.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
And down and into it. Yeah, great panel here, followed by following a couple of great space scenes.
Just look at that Tom Skerritt picture there under that lettering.
Yeah.
He had to have seen a copy of the film.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
When he did this.
I'm sure with doing it for heavy metal, he probably had access to a screening of it.
I'll tell you something. I'd like to see the pencils of this.
Oh God, wouldn't that be great?
Never see Simon very well. No, I can't say you never see them because you see them every once in a while from convention sketches.
Yeah.
But just imagine it rougher than this.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Fantastic, wouldn't it?
And then have him sit there. What kind of pen do you think he uses for his work? I know it's got to be a pen. It's definitely not a brush.
It's definitely a pen.
Yeah. I'm sure like a Speedball B1 or something.
But he uses it all the way through.
Oh, I mean, his pen work. I mean, he's like a samurai with that pen. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Even at this point, because this is very early in his career. He's done
Yeah.
Manhunter, I think, came out before this did. But
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
I know
yes.
it. I know Manhunter came out before this, and he had
Oh,
done
yeah.
a couple of short stories for Atlas Comics.
Yeah.
That was in Thrilling Adventure Stories, I think the magazine was called, that he had done. And he was just as distinctive and unique an art style there as it is here. Manhunter, especially. Well, I have the Manhunter book that we'll look at in a couple of weeks, along with some of his other early DC work.
Yeah. Well, his Manhunter work was so well regarded, and so highly praised. I can believe that it was just purely on his reputation at that point that landed him this particular job.
Well, him and Goodwin. Goodwin did the adaptation. So.
Oh, did Archie do it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is the Manhunter team working on this. Just like that Star-Lord issue that we had that made Russ go out and buy the book. That was Chris Claremont wrote it, and it was the artwork was burned in Austin.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal stuff right there during the peak of their abilities.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is. There's very Starjammers right there.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's incredible. The back of the ship.
It's just fantastic, isn't it?
Just the layouts are amazing.
Yeah, the way the Simonson's, that raw kind of crackling inking style just makes those the thruster engines on that ship just come alive. It's just amazing.
He's got an issue of Battlestar Galactica that he did. That is real interesting to look at, but it's not nearly as stylized and beautifully composed and thought out as this. This is,
speaking of that,
just amazing.
I got a quick story. I was lucky enough to get to know Roger McKenzie back in the late 80s. He was living around here in West Michigan for a while.
Was he really?
Wow. Yeah, he was helping running a small independent comics publisher called Pied Piper Comics.
Okay.
And they had little offices in Grand Rapids. And so me and Jack Snyder drove down there and got to know them, and they hired us to do some work for them. And the thing is, Mackenzie told a story about doing that because Mackenzie was writing Battlestar Galactica at that time.
Yeah.
And he said that working with Simonson was as much of a dream as you could imagine, because he sent Simonson the script, and he said he never heard from him. Simonson never had any questions, and he turned this thing in, and it was just stunning, like this was. And he said it was just Mackenzie said he never worked with anybody that was as trouble-free as Simonson. He said it was just incredible.
Really sweet,
just amazing. And you can see why. Jesus, I mean, it's like, well, in its own way, isn't this stuff just as wonderful as that Byrne stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't fault it, can you?
No,
you really can't. It's
just literally masterful work.
Yeah, it's like those wonderful Star Wars sketchbooks by Joe Johnston and all those guys, and during the New Hope. It's just oh God, amazing
conscious choice here, not putting the Starfield in.
Yeah.
Here they probably did that in dark blue.
Oh yeah, they
with a graduated tone here.
Actually, from what I understand, this whole thing was hand colored, like with watercolor and such.
Oh yeah,
wow. And that's how they reproduced it.
Well, back then, that was your choices: Dr. Martin dyes, watercolors, or
the flat, printer.
Yeah, the flat dot matrix lettering or coloring.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've got another story about these particular pages. Is that around the early 80s? Because this thing came out when?
78.
About what time?
78.
70. Okay. Well, in the early 80s, there was a World Science Fiction Convention in Baltimore. And me and Susie and some friends went to that. And this was, of course, when World Science Fiction Conventions, it was the place to go to see all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody, probably Simonson himself, or maybe, I don't know, Goodwin or somebody, they actually had 3 or 4 of these pages posted in the art show, and they were fully colored. And these were the original color plates that they used to print the book. Cool. And they were the original pages that had been colored, or at least maybe printouts or something.
Had to have been printouts, because we're looking at the black and whites here.
Yeah, I would think. And the thing is, what was so cool for me is that they were so junky looking. It was just amazing. They had bits of white tape in the gutters to cover up where the watercoloring went off the edge or past the panel border.
Sure. Oh, sorry. Earthquake at the house. So.
It was just amazingly junky. But then of course, at that time, I knew that all the stuff gets cleaned up when they make plates and all this.
Yeah.
But it was amazing how incredibly ramshackle and catch as catch can, it was. Because you can see things like on the bam, bam, bam sound effects in the center of the page.
Yeah.
You can see where there was some whiteout used to cover,
We were saying this a couple of weeks ago on the Steranko Shield. There's so many hands on that artwork that was relettered, redrawn, and all sorts of stuff going on.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was a lot of people worked on that series.
I doubt there were a lot of people working on this. This is really Simonson's. That's probably Simonson's lettering here.
Well, no, I think that was John Workman did the lettering, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, he did almost all of Simonson's stuff.
Okay.
Let me see if
John Workman. Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Doesn't say. Editor's notes. Just note on the strip.
There you go.
Just good one.
There you go. Lettering by John Workman, left-hand page.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, John Workman. Yeah.
Well, just turn the page over again, Randy. And it tells you the story of it. There. It says. Where is it? None of the boards were lettered originally, so each page had to be created from new color scans of the original artwork, which had then been composited with the lettering. So.
Oh, I'd be darned.
There you go.
Varying widths and heights in order to reproduce the art as it was and intended to be seen, and with the focus very much on Walter's drawing rather than the board.
Then what was in that art show was probably camera stats that
probably
on top. Yeah.
We've taken the art, not the board, as the focus of each page.
Man.
They're possible. The art sits within a central position on the page within an internal grid. So the strip and lettering are consistent throughout. This means that while all of the art is included where possible, the board has been sacrificed where necessary. None of the boards were lettered originally. Yeah, pages
so
been created and scanned.
Was pasted up afterwards. Okay.
Yeah. The minor elements were pasted up on the original work, but lost to time, have been recreated. And all original line paste up corrections and even the occasional coffee stain have been faithfully reproduced.
Wow.
That's Titan for you.
Yeah.
IDW does the same amount of care on their artisan editions. That's why they are the cost that they are.
So I think that on my artwork, the best part of my artwork is where you can see the color on the side of it outside the board. Is where I'm mixing the colors, see whether it look right. That's the best part of it. So
the little palettes that you make.
Yeah, I think I might just forget the story and just publish the palette.
Right.
You know, about a year or so before Jeff Jones passed away, he was actually selling some of his painting palettes that he would use.
Wow.
As well as some of his T-shirts he'd wear where he'd wipe the brush off to clean it off. It was those are great to look at. All these wonderful colors.
Wonderful sets of colors.
Yeah. I think I told Randy this at the time, but just as an aside from this, when I was doing the Jack Kirby book, I'm wearing some shorts in some of the photographs, and I've still got those shorts, and I can still get in them.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Oh, now you're bragging.
Now you're bragging.
And I was going to put them on the Kickstarter thing to sell, but Helen said you can't do that, and I thought, why not? But I didn't anyway.
Oh, I would want a written promise of a great laundering before I would bet on those things.
Well, I think they've been washed a few times since then. There's certainly been
more than I do mine, that's for sure.
What was minutes in the movie? It's 2 pages here.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
they come down onto the planet.
Look at that. Oh,
Jesus.
Turn the lights on in the storm. Yeah, leave the main module.
Look at that bottom left panel. It doesn't look so light like it does in the film with all those circles on that lander.
Here.
You can see it, but yeah, the way it's all when they go down and it lights up all the planet, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic. Once you put the floodlights on.
And what a great graphic, what a visual way to interpret how the film looked.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. And the great use there on the other side too, with the wind blowing and those just classic use of the lines and heavy blacks and all that. Man.
And again, these 2 balloons are in blue.
Yeah.
So are these. Must have had to be added in later.
Oh boy.
There's your smudges.
Yeah. What a great, again, Tom Skerritt up in that top left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Just a great take on his face where he's smiling and just
light coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just man.
Yeah, they're walking towards the alien ship.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. Again, like you say, that swirling of the wind on that. It's like a pin-up, isn't it, with the panels inserted? But that's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Jeez, oh, Pete.
So love the use of that though, with the large, like you said, the big pin-up page with the action still moving.
Yeah.
Oh, very Simonson is just the perfect choice to do this faithful take on all of that Dan O'Bannon and design work and the suits and the I know Geiger designed the monster, but didn't Mobius help design some of these suits too?
He did, yeah.
I think so.
He was in at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And Dan O'Bannon did the scripting.
Yes.
Somebody else did some of the design work.
Then you go in probably I can see him in my head, and I met him once. Oh, geez, big designer.
Bill Stout?
No, not Stout. Out of Detroit, did some really beautiful painting work. Anyway, all of the designers, the production work on this, were all found by Jodorowsky.
Yeah.
Back when he did. If you ever get a chance to watch the documentary, Jodorowsky's Dune.
I see.
Excuse me for a second.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about Ridley Scott, who directed this, is that he does his own storyboards as well. He did a lot of the storyboards on Blade Runner.
Oh, did he really?
Because he can draw, yeah. Because he was on the Blade Runner, box edition type of thing, the final cut thing. He explains in there that he was really fortunate, and because he could actually draw. When they're making the set and designing the set, he could actually draw what he wanted.
Oh, well, that would explain the strong visual take on all of his films.
Didn't Hitchcock do the same thing, or he was looking over the shoulder of artists that were doing it for him?
Yeah, I don't think he was actually drawing, but he used to do that. Yeah, he did.
They said that each movie had its own almost graphic novel. With the storyboards in it. Yeah.
Well, those things should be on our shelves, shouldn't they?
Oh my God, yes. Oh,
that'd be very interesting to see. Ridley Scott's, Ridley Scott's layouts for this would be interesting to see too.
Oh, yes, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, just to go through that. I think some of the script is in the back of this to see some of that. Compare it up against the script would make a great book.
I wish we could get a hold of Bill Stout. He could probably tell us chapter and verse about who did what on that film, because he was real close friends with a lot of those guys.
I'm trying to think of who that other artist was. I can see his work. I met him, met Stout at one point too, but that's not the same guy. Oh, it was a local. I think it was out of Detroit painter.
What? No, you're not talking Sid Mead, right?
Yes, Sid Mead.
That's the one. Sid Mead.
I think Mead was involved in this at the time as well. Jodorowsky went around and found all of these great guys and put together that Dune book that went to all the studios.
Oh, okay.
And then if you ever, like I was going to say, I had that coughing fit, if you ever watch that documentary, it's really interesting because Jodorowsky's got one of the few remaining books. He only made like 10 of them or so, and it's thick. It's like 250 pages thick, and it's got all of these artists in it that were working on, that he paid to do production work on Dune before he, looking for the budget that he never got because it would be such a huge effort. But Mobius and Geiger and Mead and all of those people were all found. And then at the end of the documentary, they make a big point out of showing you that all of these artists that Jodorowsky went out and found and put in that book all ended up working in these 80s science fiction movies, and that a lot of the 80s science fiction wouldn't have looked remotely the same if that book hadn't circulated through Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right down to Star Wars, RoboCop, just all sorts of products. All sorts of just iconic film.
There we are. Look at that.
Oh,
God.
There's a 2-page spread.
Oh. That's like an IMAX theater on paper. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
It is. Look at that. But look at the way it looks like the alien, doesn't it? That's kind of ribs and everything,
Oh, yeah.
It looks like the alien.
Yeah. A lot of great lines.
Very much.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hey, do you know there's a bit of trivia for you on this film? Sigourney Weaver nearly turned it down.
Yeah.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah. She thought.
Did she give a story behind that?
I can't remember what the story was and the reason, but she wasn't going to do it. She turned it down, and then she said she changed her mind, obviously. And I don't know why.
They were all up and coming or long time character actors. There wasn't anybody really huge connected to the film. I think the guy who played the android at that point was the biggest recognized actor. Ian Holm.
And that's the same thing as same thing as Star Wars. That's why it works, because you don't know who anybody is.
Well, we none of us over here knew who Alec Guinness was, but he had a huge career before he did.
We knew who Alec Guinness was.
Yeah. None of us over here knew much. I mean, we might have seen, the man in the gray flannel suit and maybe one or two other things that got imported, but we didn't know him as a great actor.
Do you know Alec Guinness made more money on his points for the film, his residuals, than he made in his entire career with every other film?
I saw an interview with him, much to his chagrin too, because he kind of just shrugged off the points. Yeah, you're going to give me points. Okay, I'll take.
Well, he said, didn't he? He said he told, when he was approached by George Lucas, I don't think he'd done anything for a while. Yeah. And Alec Guinness thought it was awful. He thought it was the worst script he'd ever read. So
he wanted Peter Cushing to start with. I mean, right. Not Cushing, but Lee. He wanted Christopher Lee in that part.
So he said to Alec Guinness. Alec Guinness said, "I'll do it, but don't pay me. Just give me a percentage." and it made him more money than all his films put together on a percentage.
Yeah, I can believe.
Or they gave him minimum union rate, whatever it was.
Well,
Lucas
went back and gave everybody points. All of the main cast on that film.
Oh yeah, because it did such gangbusters. Everybody was just taking.
He should have sent some to Kirby's house, shouldn't he? But there you go.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. And also too, I remember hearing that one of the other main reasons for just said his name for him to play Obi-Wan was that he said he always wanted to play a wizard. He said this is probably going to be the closest chance he'd ever get at doing that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just before we leave that page, just look at the shadow, the way it's not blacked it in. It's not got light in it.
Yeah.
We're talking about this the other week.
Yeah.
And all that. There's no solid blacks on it. And that's wonderful because obviously we know there's no solid black in real life.
And he could have filled that in black real easily, but he wanted to show that texture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the depth that comes from back shadowing too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So true.
Yeah. Oh man.
Jeez.
Just out of this world. And we never saw this detail in the movie either.
It was in the distance. They showed this, that he probably had the full plans for the ship.
Oh yeah,
to work off of.
We
so
never
he was
saw
able
this
to
much detail.
Either that, or he might have added that himself just to give it that organic feel to it.
Yeah. Jesus.
But the basic layout of the ship, they showed it on a computer screen, if I remember right, in the movie. And we don't know what footage ended up on the cutting room floor, so that this scene might actually be there, in a original cut. Here we go.
Ooh, come on.
And there's that scene
again,
with the
classic scene
working inside. Yep, very classic there.
These follow-up films that Ridley's done to kind of add to the mythos of it.
Prometheus and all that.
Yeah, it's very cool to see these kind of connective elements of how this thing here was this control element that came out of the floor and
in Prometheus, yeah,
just wonderful to see that. But the original impact of this was just right up there with Jaws and Star Wars and
classic horror.
Oh God, yeah.
Very classic. And again,
Ron Cobb. Ron Cobb is the other.
Cobb,
yeah, that's it.
He paints science fiction covers, doesn't he, Ron Cobb?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least he did. I don't know if he's
that
still
organic
around.
spine.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I'll end quickly right up to the face hugger. Oof. And like in the movie, majority of the violence is off camera.
Yeah.
If that had been Don Martin, it would have said flablop.
Probably. flat. Yeah.
and he would have been spilling his coffee, wouldn't he? There, that would have been a coffee cup he was jumping there.
The tail would have had that weird bend at the toes. That
Yeah. There's a book for somebody. Don Martin's Alien.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
That'd be great. And look at the wonderful graphics technique, though. That panel after the hugger, that those long ovals to indicate, blinking light, flashing lights, or
lights are going out.
If he'd have done this today, he wouldn't have been paid for that last panel. There's nothing in it. Should have been an argument on the check.
Yeah. And the distinctiveness, like right here, and the distinctiveness of the way he did Sigourney Weaver's hair.
Yeah.
This is really rich black with these jagged curls just that. Oh, I love those little touches.
Yeah.
His style. Oh, man. On that.
Skewer it here. It's great.
Jesus.
Just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Loving the line weights on this. Just loving it.
Yeah.
Just the thinner weights kicking things back or bringing things forward.
Yeah. Well, he's, it's almost not even a matter of line wakes. It's like he's using different planes of black and gray, and it's just this such a rich palette of pen work there. And this, I love that bottom sequence with the doors opening.
Do you know, I would say that this is better than the Steranko and the Byrne stuff, but that's just my opinion. But when we look at those again, I'll probably change my mind.
Well, everything's got its high in it,
Of course,
everybody's got their pluses and minuses.
It's like I always think that Abbey Road's my favorite Beatles album until I put Sgt. Pepper on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why would you say this might be better, Glenn? I
just like I say, it's just me. I just like the look of it better. I like the grittiness. It reminds me a lot of Cam Kennedy as well, who used to draw.
Yes.
Very sketchy, very gritty,
but at the same time, very individualistic too.
Oh yeah,
very unique.
Unique. But you can. It's like I was saying earlier about the likenesses. We know that doesn't look like Sigourney Weaver, but it looks like Sigourney Weaver. You understand what I mean? And I think it's to do with the hair and everything.
Well, he might have played with that for a while, is what I was going to say, and then he just said, "Screw it, it's just solid with the outline." That's what really catches the eye, is the curls along the outline.
He's probably thinking, it's taking me too long. He's got those 15,000 lines to put into the artwork.
That's true.
And also, this worm's eye view shot. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't have to do that. He could have done that flat on. But
there's a real Ditko bit there. You know where your thumb is? See the guy on the gantry where the way that he's left those legs open.
Yeah.
That's a real Ditko thing. Remember when he used to draw Spidey with no webbing on because it was too small?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Fabulous.
It would have just been a convoluted mess once.
That's right. Yeah.
Down. Yeah.
Well, maybe he did draw those lines. We just can't see them.
No, I can believe that, because when you think about how small that figure is, and against that black portal, it just, for clarity's sake, he knew I'll just leave it white.
Yeah, that's intentional. Yeah,
that's a great hand there where he's pressing the click on the hatch.
Oh
that one, yeah, isn't that a great hand?
Relaxed, just a relaxed hand, just click.
Nice nails on it.
Yeah,
just amazing.
And again, that might have been a tight shot from the film. I don't remember it shot by shot, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was in was in the movie, especially.
Look at that bottom row, the center panel, the black, the center panel. The black looks like it's just been marked in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, with those white pieces on it.
Yeah.
Like it's just rough. I know it's not, but it just looks really loose. And
all of his stuff is really loose, though. That's part of the charm of the style.
It's just fantastic.
And I can see why probably the people at Heavy Metal said, well, yeah, let's have. And when Simonson turned this stuff in, they just said, well, Jesus, this is just like Cam Kennedy or Mobius or whatever. It's in
these are just as these guys are breaking in too, because 2000 AD was 77.
Yeah,
it's right at the same period.
Sure.
And again, top right there, that page you've got, Randy, top right, Brett's foot again is open. See his foot?
Yeah.
It's like a Ditko open.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fabulous. Absolutely brilliant.
It really is.
Look at that.
Oh. Well, look at that wavy motion of the hair.
Yeah,
just it looks almost like it's.
You can see that thing around his neck tightening, like in the film, can't you?
Yeah.
When they go near it, it tightens up.
Oh
dear
Jesus!
God.
Probably says that in the box up there.
Yeah. Well, with the way that thing was so slimy and so disgusting, and the way Simonson did his hair there. Makes you feel like it probably has some of that goo on him or something. It's just that swirling of the hairs with nothing sticking out. It's all kind of flattened against the skull.
Yeah.
Just, ugh.
There's a change there, though, isn't there? Oh no, they're doing it. I was going to say they cut it, don't they? And the acid comes out, but they're doing it on the other page.
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody slugging Ripley. The guy's chinder at the top of the page. I don't remember.
Oh, that was taken out of the film. Actually, I remember that was a cut scene.
Might have had an early version of it then.
Yeah.
Right.
Who is that? Scarrett Hittner?
No, that's
Veronica
Cartwright.
Yeah,
Right.
Cartwright.
She's in The Birds, isn't she, Veronica Cartwright? As a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, is she really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because she screams a lot and she's got those big eyes, and it's the same character.
Oh, no kidding.
Well, they were all experienced actors, but they really didn't become household names until this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they all got put on the map after this one.
I think I don't know what Sigourney had done before this, but not a lot.
This is what I was saying before about her turning it down. This was her breakthrough movie. I think she'd been in a couple of things, but this was her first sort of starring one.
Oh yeah,
and she nearly turned it down. Look at the lighting on Skerritt's face in the middle panel.
Oh yeah,
it's fabulous, isn't it?
Just that.
Yeah. That one.
Very simple.
And again, that graphic treatment of the hair, I just love the heads of the hair there. This
is where they break the
yeah.
arm.
I'll tell you what I like about what Simonson does. He does it a lot. You know that left-hand page where the robot's got the syringe under your hand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The next page. Yeah, on the left. He does that. He does a lot of that breaking out, doesn't he, of the panel with this like a sound effect sort of thing, if you understand what I mean.
Yes,
he does a lot of that.
I was going to say,
as well.
On this lettering, you're not seeing a lot of breaking the panel borders like you would normally. Everything Simonson does, you see these breaks here with the lettering, pressing right up against the edge. There's a whole lot less of that in this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's right. That would be moved down here and broken out of the panel very well. Would have been broken out of the panel here. That would have definitely been broken out.
I don't like that style of breaking the panel with the word bubble. That's just me. I don't like it.
Knocks it outside of the
I think it takes it away.
Yeah
John Workman was just he does all kinds of that crazy stuff. Oh, look at the acid blurting on the floor and
no, not even a sound effect here. Not a
just
don't need it.
Look at that panel there. The middle panel, sort of a 3 panels as it drops through the floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cut away, just like Steranko.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Molecular acid. Wow.
Pretty dialogue heavy, this page.
Oh. And look at that classic illustrator's technique on that panel with Yaphet Kotto's face. How so much of what would be shadow he left white.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another artist called John M. Burns, Burns over here.
Oh, yeah.
And he does a lot of that. I'll send you some stuff. It's really wonderful stuff from the 70s. And he does a lot of that. He leaves a lot of stuff out, and I'm just wondering whether he was up against a deadline a lot, but it's really effective because he'd paint that red or something, or a yellow or something.
Oh yeah,
or maybe a reflection of the controls and things like that. But he does a lot of that. I'll send it. I'll let you see some stuff. It's really good.
Sure, it's very much a style choice.
Yeah,
sure. Man,
I love that quickness of it, scratching.
Nice. Oh.
What's happened with that? That's been redrawn, hasn't it? That the one above the feet, the Skerritt above the feet at the bottom of the page, that's been redrawn. There's a lot of white there.
Yeah, there's a definite cut there.
Yeah, that doesn't look like Walt's face, does it?
Some white out right in there.
Yeah, probably.
Must have had a rough time with the positioning.
Yeah.
He's going around with a little prod. Does that in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. And that top middle panel on the second row, that almost doesn't look over in the left-hand page. The shot of right
John
there.
Hurt.
It doesn't look quite like Simonson's drawing there either, especially that shading on the nose. It's kind
of it does look, and the hair is some editing going on there.
Of course, with heavy metal, they have access to so many different artists. I'm sure they could just, make a phone call and get somebody to throw.
Hard to say, or he could have drawn this off of the movie itself, and that shadow was there, even though it's
That
not
could
in
be.
Simonson style.
Yeah.
Jump scare.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, look at how ominous that last panel on the right page. You know, who knows? He might make it, and it's just, you just know he's not gonna. Oh man,
that left-hand panel looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? The way Ian Holmes squatting down, that doesn't look right, does it?
yeah.
The tail
bit off,
outside
yeah.
of the border.
No, but the way his back and his backside and his legs, this
Yeah, like
doesn't look right to me.
Like his calves aren't compressed enough or something.
Yeah.
Well, the arm here looks funny too. But,
Yeah, and above that, where Sigourney's leaning forward when she says, "Let's get rid of it," they're using that technique of touching the bottom panel with the feet again.
Right.
Yeah.
That Steranko does a lot. It's very effective, isn't it? It's very clever. I think see the bottom right where you see the Klinger guy at the bottom right panel, the last panel. I'd have been tempted to go outside the panel with that and continue that drawing around.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Ugh.
But he probably figured, why do that? Because then you're going to bump into this if you knock the arms out upwards.
No, I just meant the tail. I just meant the tail bit at the bottom.
All the bottom, yeah. Well, that far left panel where he doesn't look right, squatting down, that little tail coming off the outside of the panel, that to me, a little tiny version has a touch of Alex Nino to it.
Yeah, it does.
The way Nino
it sure does. I was
shadow.
going to say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
very much so. It's a small crease here on the paper. There we are.
Holy shit.
Look at that.
Oh, put it.
Look at that.
The blast.
Talk about perspective on that. Wow.
Holy crap.
I bet he had to stand away from his board to get that.
I
You know
wonder.
what I mean? Keep looking at it. Keep standing. I'm sitting back now in my chair looking at that. Trying to fit it in.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
What a wonderful way to graphically put across the power of those engines taking off.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Again.
They put the lettering on later, it said. Why did they put those bubbles over the artwork? Why did they put them in that empty space and spoil the artwork?
It makes you wonder.
This might be colored a star field too, or
Right.
a space scene.
Yeah, that's true.
Still.
And again, with the stark black and white here, there's a little bit of Sin City look to it.
Yeah.
To me.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That
right here.
Sin City, pre-Sin City.
Yeah. Way pre Sin City.
That center shading to give across those black billows of smoke and exhaust. Oh, Jesus.
And again, a little bit of tape, a little smear.
Oh,
working here.
Jesus. Can you try and flatten that out a little bit, Randy, in the middle? Because I'm trying to imagine this whole thing is, big 2-page spread.
Yeah.
It's just, Christ on a crutch. That's amazing. I wonder who's got these originals. I mean, who had access?
Walt
Simonson. Walt has them.
Oh, Walt, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Look at that exhaust to the right.
They were shot off of.
To the right of you on the right hand page. It looks like Sigourney Weaver's face in that exhaust. Can you see it? Halfway down the page. Keep going up from where your right hand is. Go up there. Yeah, looks like Sigourney's face.
It does look like a face.
I mean, it's not, but it looks like it.
This looks like a profile here.
Yeah.
Maybe a bear. It's an ear up here. He wasn't even thinking in that direction.
Fabulous.
Yep.
Oh.
Nostromo.
Yeah. Jesus. And the not to shoot too far ahead, but on that second page, the second panel, I mean, they give that gaunt, haggard look to the John character.
Yeah. This looks like it was right out of the film.
Oh yeah.
I was wondering if they'd cover that, and they have on the left-hand page on that panel. She says, and Brett says, "Right," and she says, "Brett, whenever Parker says anything, you say right," and he says, "Right."
Yeah.
She was really pissed off about that one. I remember that in the film because it's really annoying, wasn't it?
Oh, he was.
Wow. Beep.
10 months in the freezer. Boy.
10 months in the freezer. Oh, God.
That was the thing about the movie, is that their occupations came across as very realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Yaphet Kotto and
Yeah.
who's the other guy?
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah. They were perfect as these, blue
Yeah,
collar guys,
I remember laughing out loud in the cinema when they were those two guys, the engineers, aren't they? They were down in the depths, and Sigourney Weaver was saying how long. He was telling him something what was wrong, and Sigourney Weaver said, "How long will it be?" And he turns off the mic and he says to Brett, "How long will it be?" And he says, 14 hours, and he clicks it back on, and Yaphet Kotto says 24 hours, just like workmen do, everything.
Oh yeah.
They're going to take 3 weeks to build your extension, but it takes 6 months because they've got 15 others to do as well, but they don't tell you that bit.
Exactly. Oh, they were just perfect, dock workers, guys on the loading dock or the down in the furnace.
There were sort of guys that you wouldn't like, weren't they?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. You wouldn't like them, and they didn't like them, did they?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Because they were officers, weren't they, and intelligent people, and they, as in their eyes, I guess those two were just sort of dummy engineers,
Yeah, and yet those are the very guys you want running that ship.
That's right. Yeah,
crook and cranny.
They were in charge, weren't they?
Yeah,
it's fabulous.
But here, that right-hand page at lower corner, talk about using what writers call a hook on the end of a page. Because you just see that, and that without even knowing the movie, you just have to think to yourself, "Holy crap, what is going to happen?" And it just, oh, there's Marv.
Marv says, "Greetings, sinners. Just came here to say hi. I hope you do a horror comic show, talking about the great EC comics and those wonderful horror issues from DC. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later." We definitely will get around to there, Marv. I've got the hardback EC sets, so.
I think this qualifies as a horror comic show, considering.
Yeah, I'd like at some point, Randy. I don't know if you've got it. I'd like to do Kirby's 2001.
I have that too.
That would be
right.
Oh, Mr. Rainbow 228. Thanks
Hello.
for coming.
How we doing?
Coming in. Yeah, I've got the treasury of that as well.
Oh,
be happy to take a look at that. I think I've got the Captain America Bicentennial.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
book as well. That's a lot of fun.
Some great inking in that from Barry Smith, isn't there?
Oh, Jesus, really?
On Kirby,
that's another one.
Pages.
I would love to see IDW or somebody do one of these kind of volumes of Barry's Red Nails or
Weapon X and all that stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm almost positive IDW has done a Barry Smith, probably his later Weapon X work or something.
Right.
I would almost, I would be surprised if they hadn't done it.
Oh,
at this point.
Oh.
Ready? Here we go.
All right.
This will be a big one, I'm sure.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
Shit. Oh my God. I don't remember this page.
That's even better than the film.
Oh my God.
Look at that. And those lovely shade lines he does with that pen, it's just fantastic, aren't they?
Oh my God. It's like something from Kirby's Fourth World type thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And that another graphic interpretation of the shock in the film. It was just
yeah.
Oh my God.
Just huge. Wow. And again here, the plate, the tight
shot
of the plate and fork as the alien goes moving off the table.
Oh.
And everybody's shocked. Of course, they don't get Veronica Cartwright's sheer look of horror. Just
no.
When they're all splattered with the blood, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it looks around in the film, doesn't it? It sort of checks out how many there are, and then skedaddles, doesn't it? And
yeah,
and it hisses at him. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the silence for 20 seconds in the cinema. Because it's silent on the screen, isn't it? They don't.
That's when the wife ran out of the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. And never came back.
Never came back. She was shaking too. I mean, she was physically shaking. We got to go. We got to go. We got to go. I'm not. No, I'm not staying here.
Well, it was the big film of 79 over here, and I went to see it, and in the pub, and I'd be in the pub later or days later, and people were asking me about this particular scene, and I'm the person who won't tell you because I don't want to know.
Yeah,
I can't understand why people want to know the end of a film. And
yeah.
so many people ask me, is it really true that this thing comes out of John Hurt's chest? I said, well, why don't you just go and see it? Oh, well, I'm going on Thursday. Well, wait till Thursday then,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil their surprise.
Well, that was a whole number of years where you had Rocky in 76, you had Star Wars in 77, you had the Superman movie.
You had Jaws. You had Jaws.
Jaws, yeah.
In 70,
Jaws was back
75,
in
76.
Yeah.
It was right during that period.
Yeah, and then
Rocky and A New Hope were up against each other. It was so mad at Rocky for winning Best Screenplay, Best Picture.
Yeah, because Rocky came out in 76 though, and Star Wars was 77.
Yeah.
And wasn't 78 when Superman came out?
Yeah.
Or was it 79?
No, I'm pretty sure it was 78.
Okay, and then
there were a lot of rapid succession movies that Close Encounters come out about the same time, and then you had all these imitations of Star Wars, these B movies right at the end of the drive-in era, Galaxina and Ice Pirates, that kind of thing that just popped up. But Battle Beyond the Stars.
But wasn't Alien here in 79?
It was here, yeah. Wasn't England.
Yeah. And then we had Empire Strikes Back in 1980.
Yeah.
And Outland as well in 1980.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what was in 81 or 82, but I know Raiders was around 80.
Raiders was 81 and Blade Runner was 82.
Oh yeah. Boy, what a bunch of years for
film. And then the not the best Star Wars film, the Revenge or Return was 83.
Yeah.
And then in 84 you had Dune.
Yeah.
Oh. Wasn't 85 Terminator, I think? Something like that.
Predator 84, was in there somewhere.
Terminator was 84, the first 84, one.
Yeah. Predator was in there somewhere.
Predator was 88.
Oh, what a year! What a line of years for films.
They've already noted the whole decade was landmark.
Yeah. Fabulous, isn't it?
You just can't. These films are still evergreen. The majority of them are.
I was telling you before about spoilers where people want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I won't give anything away because there might be somebody out there who doesn't know even now. Somebody told me about the juicy fruit in Cuckoo's Nest.
Really?
You understand what I mean? Yeah. Before I saw it, they told me that bit before I'd seen it, and then somebody else told me the end of The Sting.
Oh man, you don't want to give that away.
They told me that, and it was on. I hadn't seen it at the cinema. It was on TV at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, what's on TV?" And it was in the pub again. And what's on TV? And they said, "Oh, The Sting's on." And everybody's going, "Oh, you got to see that." And then the girl says, "Oh, well, at the end."
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. That's the film. And the juicy fruit is the Cuckoo's Nest, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Jesus.
But anyway, we do.
The ship keeps moving on.
Oh yeah, what a great panel, that bottom panel.
Add-on panel.
So simple, isn't it?
We've got to find the little bastard and kill it.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the panel above? Is that all blood running off the table? Then all
goo. Yeah. Blood and goo.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look at the panel next to it, where his hand is lying down, and it points to where the alien's gone. His hand on the table.
Yeah.
To the left. That one, yeah. That way. The other side. The long panel. You see his hand. It points the way he's gone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Just. Oh.
And look at that expression on Skerritt's face with his hand over his mouth.
Jesus.
Like, oh my God.
That's right out of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dear me. Look at that page.
That splash. That is.
I wonder what that's worth. If that page, that Mike Zeck page went for $3.5 million yesterday, what would that be worth? Because I'd rather have that.
Yeah.
What went for $3 million?
A page. It was the first drawing of the black.
I believe it was Mike Zeck, the first symbiote in Secret Wars.
Yeah, it went for
really?
3,300,000.
Yeah,
and it's not very good in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the first time that suit, and that's really Venom. That's the first appearance of Venom.
It's not.
Well, this splash here of the chest burster. I know you say Simonson has it, but I would almost bet my life's money on the fact that Ridley Scott has got dibs on it. Whenever Simonson decides to sell it, or when he passes away or something, I just can't believe that.
Better be quick. Ridley's 85.
Yeah.
Everything. If you look at this, everything's working here. This is very Kubert to me.
Yeah.
The way that it looks a lot like Joe Kubert, and the shading on the hand is just amazing. See, keeping the texture working and the shape of the hand working, and just the inking itself with the light focus right there, with the darkness here along the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that hand takes you on that curve down the neck, on the neck, and then to his mouth. Yeah,
right around. Yeah,
and then his other hand brings you back to his face, doesn't it?
Yep, points right up to the
circle.
Mouth.
Perfect composition.
Yep.
Oh, there's probably 100 different Hollywood people that probably have their name on it too, and I'm sure it's a 6-figure for that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't remember that page. That's amazing. It's like oh man,
just as memorable as the scene in the movie.
Yeah. It's just fantastic, isn't it?
To catch it.
Yeah, don't you love it how now all these panels are so tight and close? It has that claustrophobic feel the film gave you as they're searching for the monster. It's just
looks like she's taking her clothes off there in the center.
I was going to say, fantastic ass shot.
Yeah.
It's Kill Bill, isn't it? She'll have a samurai sword in her hand.
Yeah.
There you go.
The cat running off.
Oh.
And him finding the snake skin.
Yeah.
Oh, and that effect.
Look at that. Look at that Brett eye. Yeah, it looks just like Harry Dean, doesn't it?
It does. Yes, it does. Again, right out of the film. Same thing here.
Yeah.
Right out of the film.
Jesus.
Ready? I'm sure we're in for another one. And here, them catching the cat. The cat's way off of the panel board.
Wow.
Yeah.
They caught him. They're going to get him. Oh, it's the cat.
Oh, don't let him go. Oh. It's only Jones' goddamn cat. Oh.
You just wouldn't have gone on your own, would you? When she says you lost him, go and get him. You'd say, "Well, come with me."
Yeah, really.
You've just seen what it can do. Why would you go on your own?
Oh my God!
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we are.
Coming down on Dean.
Oh, look at that! Oh my God!
Man.
Look at that hand.
Here,
the alien hand in the first panel. It's just so forward.
And again,
that merging of the thing.
Knowing when to drop detail. That's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Jesus.
That shading on the head.
Shown here, heavy detail, and then right there at that hand, the top of the head.
Yeah.
And here, the light source.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Sure. And that almost skeletal rib cage look to the torso of the.
Look at that bottom panel there. That's Harry Dean Stanton again, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
Look on
and again, you don't have to show the whole face to show the horror. You've got it right there with the mouth opening. Yeah, him coming up behind.
Oh dear. Oof.
And that huge splash of my God.
And then
Brett finds the screen.
Oh my God.
Fantastic coffee stain right there.
There you go.
that was Wheezy Simonson saying, "What the hell is that?" Spilling the coffee on it.
I recognize that stain. Yes.
Oh yes.
A little bit of white out here inside the ARG, all done by hand. No computers. No computers here yet.
John Workman at his best.
Look at that face. Just amazing.
He really was the perfect letterer for this because his lettering is so precise and yet so loose and by hand looking, but
That's why he letters all of Simonson's stuff.
yeah,
The same look, same feel as the art. Complements itself incredibly well.
yeah. So much of Workman's stuff. He did such a great job on like American Flag by
Yeah.
Champion and all
Lost a balloon here.
Oh, did they, or is that?
Oh
part
no,
of
it didn't. I'm
flashlight?
sorry. That's the flashlight.
Right.
Yeah, a flash effect. Yeah.
They'd have put that back in. But look at the darkness here working.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, oh man.
Look at that. She says, just one thing left. Who crawls into the vent with it? And Veronica says, Parker, you always wanted a full share. Brilliant. The way the sarcasm and the mortal danger, and she's still having a pop at him, It's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh dear. Oh, look at that top. Look at the top of the page there, the next page, where it's just coming into light.
Yeah.
How good is that?
Amazing.
That so captures that scene in the movie where it's again claustrophobic and that cinematic lighting.
Yeah, here especially.
Jesus.
Everything's tight.
Oh.
God, this is. I mean, we all know what's happening, but it's really exciting, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
We know what happens with it.
Jesus.
Oh, look at that. That just screams Steranko right there.
Oh
Yeah.
Really does.
And again, and on the left-hand page at the top, where right at the top, the lighting in the dark areas that is left instead of just doing it black, catching those pipes and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah, and the way Skerritt is leaning against the wall with his head.
Yeah.
The second panel down. I've reached the corner going around it at the top.
That's right out of the movie too.
Yeah. It's fabulous. Look at that now.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Just that slight edging of lighting, but nothing is distinct. It's just hints and pieces. Perfect scary movie effect.
I wonder if Walt does colour, paint. I'd like to see something that he paint if he does. Don't know whether he does or not, but
I can't say I've seen any. Doesn't mean he hasn't done it.
I've never known him to do. I mean, nothing more than just some watercoloring of a few pieces here and there.
Well, I can't imagine he's not tried it because that's what we all do, isn't it?
Possibly. But he's one of those classic guys that his entire work is purely based on his drawing, his drawing ability, not like Neil Adams or other guys where they can, they've branched into color and all that. But
here, this wasn't in the film. Veronica's screaming here, telling him to go, and the two dots converging into one is in the movie, but this part here isn't. This must have been cut out.
Oh no, it shows him dropping into that tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's reading it wrong, isn't she? It's actually above him or below him. I think it's below him, and she thinks it's on the same path.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I remember that now.
Yeah, if he'd have stayed where he was, he probably would have been okay.
Yeah.
At that point, anyway. But he drops to the air duct below, doesn't he? And it's in there.
Yeah.
Comes up on him.
Oh, Jesus.
I remember that.
I like the way he's done it 60 times bigger than it is.
Oh, Jesus, really?
Look at that. Look at those lines. Look at to the far left, the way the inking lines are sending you in the page again, on the wall, over the pipe.
Everything
that bit there, sending you
right at it. Yeah.
Oh, and then the circle, of all the hands and the head pointing towards Skerritt.
Yeah.
And that's light. Oh, it's just magical, isn't it?
It is.
And
that looks so much like the way Wrightson did some of his Frankenstein stuff.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
And the thing that
showed
stands
a lot
out,
of texture in the line.
The thing that stands out to me the most is that same panel, but that beam that's going at the angle with that white underneath. Can you see it at the top left of the panel?
Yeah.
Top left of the panel. Top left.
Up here.
That beam. Yeah, that beam.
Oh, here.
That's it's like a strut, isn't it? Keeping,
that's
just fabulous.
Just a touch.
And it gives it depth, doesn't it? It gives it the panel depth, the area where they are depth.
Yeah.
It does. Just amazing.
Fantastic.
Oh, unbelievable.
I think Veronica's right. Veronica's right here. You know, when Ripley says we'll proceed with Dallas's plan, she says, "Bullshit! Abandon the ship." That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, exactly. Man. Oh man. I love those little stains up there. Maybe a little bit of egg and gravy or something on that page.
Here.
Yeah.
Probably more drips of coffee.
Yeah, could be.
Or just smears with dust over time. That could be like a rubber cement.
Yeah.
Kind of smear right there too. That's whiteout. He was taken out. It could be whiteout that's just yellowed over time.
Yeah. The whiteout back then was notorious for picking up every little speck of dirt too.
Yeah. Little smudge here in the corner.
Great creased on those trousers as well.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Great shot. Just a great shot in general.
Man, oh man.
Look at that whack.
Oh,
She's getting punched around a lot, isn't she, Ripley, in this first one?
Yeah.
Android beats her around a bit.
Yeah. Oh, that disgusting scene where he tries to choke her with that magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard the funny story about that? What Sigourney Weaver said? That when he gets the newspaper and he's going to push it down her throat.
Yeah.
When Ridley Scott was telling her what was going to happen, and he said he used the wrong word. He said to her, and then he's going to scroll up the magazine, and he's going to push it down your hooter. And she said, "No, he's not." And he meant throat, obviously, but it was just the way she says it. It's on one of the films, and she talks about it, and she said, "No, he's not."
Little communication snafu there.
Yeah. Well, that's English American, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wrong hooter. Yeah.
Look at that whap at the bottom where his hand has come back.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and the same W and A connection as that first one, whack and then whap.
Yeah.
Again, how to draw comics the Marvel way.
Yeah.
After the action.
Yeah. Show the action, not the violence.
And having the sense to tilt that panel.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. But again, Workman's masterful lettering putting across the robotic consistency of what's happening with the striking,
Is it
same
on that second on the WAP? Isn't there a V whited out?
It looks like there was, maybe.
I think he started over here.
Yeah.
That could be a VWAP. And he wiped the V out.
Two Don Martin WAP, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great panel that though.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
Look at the fear in her eye when he's punching the wall.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Really scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
This was the only bit I didn't like when he turned out he was a robot. I thought that was a bit hokey, as you people might say.
I thought it was a nice surprise.
Nah, because there's a bit where when his head's on the floor and she's wiggling it, and it's obviously not a real head, and then it turned into a real head.
The effects on that.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. That bit.
Well, you do your best with what you can at that.
I just thought it was a mistake to have him as a robot. I thought that was a bit over the top.
Yeah,
but it's still brilliant.
Yeah,
he was crazy with no head, doesn't he?
White out right there.
They
white out here.
I mean, they could have accomplished the same plot device with just him being a traitor.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean.
Being knocked unconscious and all this, but
well, it also adds to the notoriousness of the corporation to send that android in like that, knowing that if the biological weapon was going to probably kill all of the actual humans to have a mechanical up there and make sure that they got their hands on the weapon.
Well, that's true.
On the specimen. Yeah.
And there's a really sort of chilling bit as well when she's talking to the head, and he says it's when he describes what this thing is, and then he says you can't kill it, and then he says, "Oh, but Ripley, you do have my sympathies," and smiles, and then she burns him with the flamethrower.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
But just here showing it sequentially the passage of time by showing the outside of the ship, and then they're to the point where they're reconnecting him on his head on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great shot here.
Yeah.
With the headless.
Look at that. Look at what he says at the bottom. Look what he says at the bottom right there. It says you could, what is it? It's a perfect organism, and that structural perfection is matched only by its hostility. Wow.
Sure, that's in the film.
Yeah, it is.
Not as something extremely like that. There we go.
And he says there, you have my sympathy.
Oh.
So he burns it.
Yeah.
At any rate, you have my sympathy.
I remember in the film with Ian Holm with that white goo all over him looked particularly disgusting.
He spat some of it up just to show he was more robotic.
And isn't there a part where before we find out he's a robot, it starts to run down his head as well? Like it's coming out of his head.
Yeah.
So you get that telegraphed. Yeah. Great shot here. The silhouette of the cat is still on the loose.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Look at that. Look at that Yaphet Kotto running there in that middle opposite the cat. Isn't that fantastic the way he's running down that corridor? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Well, it's a great capture of Yaphet's face in that second panel, page.
Yeah.
Where that almost perfectly circular mouth, gasping and trying to yell out.
And as you remember, the only time that Lambert doesn't make us moan and complain is when that thing appears. And it gets us. The only time she doesn't scream her head off and tell everybody, because he says he talks to her, doesn't he? Like it's at the bottom page. He says, "Can you hear me?" And he turns around and it's there, and she's just looking at it like, "Oh my God!" And then she doesn't move, does she?
Yeah,
frozen in fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you would be, wouldn't you?
Oh, just
Could you imagine being after all this being on your own with that thing running around?
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, look at that.
Just its face explodes and that tongue mouth hits him, and just not even a trace of it.
And those feet hanging there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But there is that awkward break in this sequence, isn't there, when she finds them and flamethrowers them, but they cut it out, but because of the tension, it releases the tension.
Yeah.
And they cut a scene out where she flamethrowers them all.
Yeah.
And then she comes out, but in the film we see her peering around the corner. Then all of a sudden the background is exploding. You don't really know why.
Yeah.
And again, he might have been working off an earlier cut of the film.
Yeah.
On this.
But that bottom sequence there, when he's slowly coming around the edge of that wall,
Again, a lot of white out here. You second thought that.
Yeah.
But this is beautiful.
That last panel that almost has a Joker quality to it.
Yeah.
Grin.
Yeah, the teeth.
Oh. Jesus, like, here I am.
Or if anybody's hearing it, listening now, they'll turn the Joker into the alien monster, won't they now?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's thing to see. Oh. Jesus.
God damn you, mother. That bottom panel's a bit awkward, isn't it? With a huge rear and a little head on the bottom left-hand page.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 But look at the empty spaces left on the panel opposite. How good is that?
Long
Yeah,
white corridor. Oh my
Here
God.
too. Yeah.
I'd have been putting panels there on the floor.
Oh Jesus.
Wow.
But what a
It's
great
the
choice.
sign of the artist is to know when not to.
That's right. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
I think Alex Toth said that.
Yeah. Reduce it down to the bare minimum, then draw the hell out what's left.
Yep. Another great shot.
Oh, Jesus. Unbelievable. I'm gonna have to dig this novel out again. I got it here somewhere. I got it.
Getting the heck out.
Oh, great effect of the explosion. Isn't that masterful?
Another coffee smear here.
Oh. Well, what a great choice for an explosion in space. Just, oh, man.
It's the light of 200 million tons of fuel.
Oh,
Fades the shockwave ebb, and the lifeboat Narcissus slowly drifts. Wow.
Jesus.
They did cut out the edited scene where she's in the hall.
Yep.
And she runs into Tom Skerritt,
Yeah.
who's plastered up against a wall. And she knows that he's been infected. He asked her to kill him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh.
Then we get the striptease.
Yeah.
And then here at the bottom panel, the alien
Just
hand.
that touch of its hand. Yeah. Just.
Again, great border.
Oh.
Everything's safe now.
Is the lifeboat called Narcissus in the film?
Is a what?
The
I think
lifeboat
so.
that she's in, is it called Narcissus in the film?
Narcissus?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the name of
Because the name of the ship is a Nostradamus, Nostradamus, right?
Yeah.
Nostromo.
Nostromo.
That's right.
Yeah. I didn't know it was called Narcissus. I didn't know it had a name.
I didn't either.
I'm gonna have to watch this film this afternoon.
I'm gonna need to get some sleep. I don't dare. Oh yeah, just
Very iconic scene from the movie.
Yeah. It just puts its hand out when it's stretching, isn't it?
yeah.
Is it asleep or something? Or what is it doing?
It's just curled up resting, after
Right.
it's had a pretty good meal before that.
Oh dear. Clong.
Getting into the spacesuit. Strapping herself in.
Yeah.
But
She
they don't
scares
do-
it. She knocks it out of the corner
Yeah.
Yeah.
by hitting
Yeah.
that exhaust. Yeah.
Yeah, she wakes it up, doesn't she? They didn't put the song in, did they? And she sings "You Are My Lucky Star." Yeah, I've got that
Oh,
bit
that's
in.
right. Yeah.
That's probably a copyright. Too much money.
Smear here.
More coffee.
Oh.
Look at that! Look at the hand hitting that door opening sequence.
Yeah. Just
Because she really slams it, doesn't she?
yeah. But the and then that great effect of the pistol or the thing
Yeah.
divided into two panels. The one
Yeah.
shows it
Yeah.
raising and then continue the shooting. That's
Fantastic, isn't it?
well, there's
It is
no loss of movement there, but still indicates
hard white out. Top and bottom. He took out a lot of the motion lines, it looks like.
yeah, probably didn't want to confuse the motion lines with any other detail.
He drew him just slightly past the
Yeah.
door here, door panel. So you whited those out as well.
Well, that's quite the coffee stain to the right of that, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
That's the
I just
final
like
one.
that. Yeah.
He's just finished it, and
major
somebody spilled
splash.
coffee on it.
Yeah.
What the hell? I've just finished it, you idiot.
Oh, that's probably his fault, and he's staying up late in order to get this done too.
Yeah, Wheezy's shouting, "Well, dinner's ready." He said, "I've just finished." Oh, I've just knocked the coffee all over it.
That's gravy. Then
Chung.
tries to get into the engine and boosh.
Fries it.
I think it needed another page.
Yeah, that's just
It needed a full page with that little tiny spaceship in the middle of it.
Okay.
That's
So
fabulous,
that's it.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, it is. Jesus.
Oh dear.
Tryout pages for 20th Century Fox. Tryout pages. Sequential 1, sequential 2, heavy metal edition. Cover marker mock-up. Archie Goodwin's original script. An interview with Simonson and Workman. A brief journey through time and space. Well, Simonson's afterward.
Wow.
What's left
Get a
here?
few of those.
What a great book. I'm going to have to see if I can get a copy of this.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
This is what we
boy,
want.
oh boy.
Look at
That's
that.
what we wanted to see.
Oh.
Trial pages. Oh, geez.
Those trial pages are better
Yeah.
than the book, aren't they?
Yeah.
These are trial
they're-
pages.
Look at that middle page where he's blasting back with
Oh, yeah.
And has he coloured them?
I think so. I wouldn't doubt it.
I would.
If
It
he
doesn't give a
has-
colorist credit on this. He
If-
must have done it.
If it has, that answers my question from 20 minutes ago, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Walter, get some more colouring done.
Dr.
No,
Martin dies, I would imagine. That's
Oh,
what that
they're not,
looks
are they
like.
not markers though?
no, probably not back
no.
then. It was probably
Yeah, that's true.
That would-
Yep.
There would definitely be marker movements here. This is watercolored in.
Right.
It's Dr.
Yeah.
Martin dies watered down.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
fantastic.
Jesus.
And the second page, tryout page.
Oh my.
Oh,
Look at that.
Look at that bottom panel there. What a crack.
Wow.
Fabulous, isn't it?
As being the tryout, and then of course they refined it even further once he got the job.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's interesting too, because to me, the tryout pages seem stiff,
Oh yeah.
regimented. Where
And-
once he got the gig, the composition was wide open, and he's making all of these wonderful sequential choices. You know,
Yeah.
hanging
it's like-
stuff out of the panel border, doing all.
Yeah,
sorts
it's
of
like he
crazy
loosened
things.
up, isn't it?
He loosened
Yeah,
up a
or-
lot. Yeah,
Or possibly these tryouts were done without any reference to the movie either.
that might be as well, because you
Could
don't
be.
get a direct shot, and he's not really using faces that you recognize here.
Yeah.
He might have been told, "Let yourself go." You know, we've seen your Manhunter work. We know you can do this. Just let
Yeah.
yourself go and do it. Make it work your way. That would be the job of a great editor.
Oh sure. Sure.
There's
Oh
some
yeah,
mock-up.
that cover.
Look at that.
And again, he's guessing what the ship looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Those
this
good
lettering
ones.
along the bottom, though. The illustrated story. That's
Oh,
hot.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Looks like some Rankin Bass lettering on there.
Almost.
Yeah. Snowman, stop motions.
Still very loose.
I love the way the blues bled into the E, the middle section of the E,
Yeah.
like he's just roughed it in. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Just,
He should have just done it all like that. It'd have been really good, wouldn't it?
oh my gosh. Yeah.
A lot of Mobius.
Yeah.
Sure.
The way it looks, especially with the coloring on
Yeah.
this. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. There's Goodwin's script and
Goodwin script.
Look at that.
oh wow.
So-
That's got a whole bunch of
Which
of
page,
lessons
what
in it
page?
right there, I bet.
I'm sure it does.
Has it got no descriptions?
Red marks.
I wonder.
Caption. It might be.
I wonder if that's the script for the letterer then,
Yeah. It's got
rather
to
than
be the
for
script
Walt.
for the letterer.
Because
Oh,
there's no descriptions, are there? Are there?
No.
Yeah. Probably not what he drew from.
No, this is all dialogue.
Yeah, it's just great to see it,
Dialogue
isn't
and
it?
captions. Yeah.
And all the markups on it and all the changes and everything. It makes it real.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
they could have gotten this from Workman, and he's making
Yeah.
sure his pen works.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
drawing little birds.
No
Yeah.
doubt. I wish we had some live footage of these guys doing that lettering back then.
Oh,
That would have been gold right there too.
Was that a few changes?
Yep.
Doing some editing last minute.
I like the way they're showing everything. I mean, even though there's 4 pages to 4 pages of text to a page, if you understand what I mean. They're
Books.
showing it all.
Book's big enough for it to be readable once you get down to it.
Yeah.
All typewritten.
Oh. Hey, Randy, is
Sure.
it possible you can flip forward to if there's any more sketches or drawings? I'm only asking this because I'm afraid Mother Nature's calling me, and I may have to scoot out of here in a minute.
We're at the hour-and-a-half mark as well. Past it.
Oh, it doesn't look like any other. Oh, I see.
There we go. Wow.
Sketch.
We're colored. It tells you that. It says we're colored. What was it? The far left, Randy. It says bottom panel. It says suggested by Archie and drawn by Walter. We're colored. Does it tell you who?
We're
There's a
colored
big-
in purple initially, as they would turn green during the printing process.
So it doesn't tell you who did it.
No,
Well, fortunately.
drawn by Simonson. So I would
guess
imagine
Yeah, Walt would have done it, wouldn't he?
Oh,
did the coloring on that as well.
well, I remember those colored stats I saw on that convention they were just stunning in the color and everything.
Different versions of the book.
Colored by. Does it say colored by again? Bottom far left.
Walter's head poster approach to lettering.
I got to
in
scoot,
the
guys. I'll catch you
digitized
later.
age. All right, Scott.
Okay, Scott. We'll see you.
You can always come back. Just run off and do your
Well,
business.
We'll see what Mother Nature does.
All right.
Okay. See you, Scott.
Take care.
See you.
See ya.
Randy, far left panel, far left page. It says visualized by Walter and colored by.
Infamous chest bursting scene as visualized by Walter, colored by his wife, Louise Simonson.
Oh, there you go. You see.
Yep. And let me pull that up here so that you get a really good look at it.
Look at that. Fabulous. So
Give the-
so Weeze is a good colorer as well.
Yeah,
Excellent.
lovely. Lots of red.
Fabulous.
Above Walter's head, poster approach to lettering in the pre-digitized age
Yeah.
can be seen here in the scene from page 11. So they went through and colored all that in red, knocked it out and did it in red. Great head sketch.
Look at that. Wow.
Walter says in the back, Archie and I were given two great gifts when we signed on to create the graphic novel adaptation of Alien, although we didn't fully appreciate them at the time. The first was that we were allowed to access to all sorts of information about the movie, and the second is that we were left alone. The access was surrounding Charlie Lippincott was astounding. Charlie Lippincott, our liaison with 20th Century Fox, knew comics. Consequently, he understood what he needed for the project. So one Wednesday morning in early December 1978, I found myself on a plane heading for London. I'd never even been to Europe before, and there, in a whirlwind of activity, I burned through all of the good karma I had ever accumulated. I visited the studio where Alien was being shot.
Wow.
I sat through a rough cut of the movie.
Oh.
I watched Ridley Scott film the alien for a logo or a loop to be inserted in the latter part of the movie. I saw Carlo Rambaldi push the levers on a sawhorse and open the alien's jaws as they dripped KY jelly. I got a guided tour of the model shop, full of tables laden with scavenged bones and plastic models and tools and scrap, and I touched one of the deadly flamethrowers that had been fashioned specifically for the film. I saw 3 different scale versions of the Nostromo, each created for different moments of the movie. I flew home jazzed.
He did.
Archie Goodwin is probably the writer with whom I have been the most simpatico during all of my years of working in comics. Alien is the book where I began my long association with John Workman, one of the finest letterers whose art ever graced comic book page, and a craftsman whose work hits my own like hand in glove. And 3 talented artists, Louise Jones, Polly Law, and Deb Pedler, did the bulk of the lovely painted color. We had 3 script versions to work from, a fair amount of photographic reference on hand, no likenesses approvals to struggle through, and room to tell the story the best way we knew how. We did not try to replicate the film, an impossible task. Instead, we tried to create a graphic novel that would stand on its own merits. In the end, working on Alien, the illustrated story, was one of the best experiences of my professional career. And I'd like to think that to some extent, that experience is reflected in the quality of the graphic novel you now hold in your hands.
Wow.
Walter Simonson, New York, March 2012.
Fantastic.
Just when this edition was printed.
Wow.
And then about the creators.
Right.
Walt Simonson, American comic book artist. After studying geology at Amherst College, he transferred to the Rhode Island School of Design, graduated in 1972. He's one of the most highly regarded comics creators around, having written, penciled, or inked Manhunter, Batman, Michael Moorcock's Elric, Fantastic Four, the Hulk, Thor, and Superman. Simonson has won numerous awards for his work, including the Hero Initiative Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2010 Harvey Awards, and has influenced artists such as Arthur Adams and Brian Hitch. The late Archie Goodwin was an American comic book writer, editor, and artist. He is best known for his Warren and Marvel Comics work. For Warren, he was chief writer and editor of landmark anthology titles Creepy and Eerie. And for Marvel, he set up the creator-owned Epic Comics, as well as adapting Star Wars into both comics and newspaper strips.
Wow.
Here we go, folks.
What a fantastic book that is.
Isn't it?
Okay,
It's great.
Wonderful.
Retail price is $75.
Wow.
Titan Books. Alien, the illustrated story, folks.
Wow. What can I say about that?
There we are. What a great book. Buy it if you can. Find the original. Take a look around at the conventions. Probably you might find them in the magazine or graphic novel boxes. If you find a copy, it's well worth your time to pick it up and well worth the cost. So.
Wow. Well.
Anyway, folks, we hope you enjoyed yourself. Well, I'm going to turn the camera over to Glenn as he tells you how you can find his work, and then we'll go from there. Glenn, whoop. Sorry. There you go. There we are.
Yeah.
There
I'm Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. You can find me in the pages of this book, which details my 2 trips to see Jack Kirby at his home. It's got lots of photographs in there of me with Jack, and with that you get a DVD of me talking to him in his studio. You can get this. You can only order this from me at the moment. You can also find me in the pages of Comics Unlimited, which is a quarterly 100-page magazine about comics that I put together and with different writers and things like that. And my creation, Hatch. This is book 2. This is coming out shortly on a crowdfunder. Just lots of craziness of this little guy. You can see all his adventures in there, and you can get all my other books. I've got 10 in print, varying subjects, and they're all on Amazon. So you can go over there, put my name in. You'll see all the books and magazines that I've produced and work on.
Great. And folks, I've been your host. I'm Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over at Facebook if you really have to look for me, or over at Twitter. I'm over there every once in a while, but most of all, you can find me over at aerocomics.store, where you can find such works as Herobot Zero, which is a book that I've done, the adventures of a 3-foot-tall giant robot as he defends his city from large monsters as long as he can work on the clock. You can also find Calico that I wrote along with the artwork from C. Michael Lanning. It's a great fantasy adventure of a group of a ragtag group of fantasy characters as they fight to put their world back together. And Paragon, which is a superhero story that I wrote that has artwork by J.R. Harris, which is a fun story, kind of my twist on a modern Superman. If I had the chance to write Superman, that's the Superman that I would be writing. And also there's a HeroBot 02 now available over at aerocomics.store. There's also a t-shirt. There's some PDF files. There's Luke Stone Studios has his material over there also available for sale. Marv has the Sin Killer available as well over there. So go to aerocomics.store and please purchase some stuff, some great entertainment. So we hope you've enjoyed yourself today as much as we have. It's great stuff to look over. Next week, we'll look at somebody else, maybe take a breather from Simonson for a week or two. And
we'll need to take a week, I think, after that.
And I've also got the Manhunter Artisan book that has all of the original Manhunter material in it, as well as a Dr. Fate a story he did, a Metal Men story, just some great material. We might end up taking more than one episode on to go over that because it's so great. But just the Manhunter stuff alone is phenomenal. Unbelievable stuff. If there's somebody out there you want to see us cover, like Marv suggested, we do a horror episode. We'll end up doing more than one, I'm sure. Yeah. I've got the set of DC volumes that are in beautiful black and white, unhindered by color, shot off the originals that just look amazingly beautiful. There's so many great artists, there's so many great sequential artists out there in general for us to take a look at. The show will be running for as long as you want to watch it. We are archived over at the Indie Comics Network under Comics by Night. So go over there as well. We have 3 episodes on Steranko, 3 episodes on Byrne, an episode on Don Newton, and a episode just barely scratching the surface of a little bit of John Buscema as well. So, and there's a lot more to come. So we're real glad you're here.
Not a Kirby in sight.
We did Kirby, didn't we? We did a Kirby. You know what?
Do 2001.
Yeah, we'll have to do 2001. But Scott Rosema has got the Artisan book for Forever People 1.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, and that's one.
We might have him. We will have to teach him how to get set up like we do here in order for us to get it. You can find Scott Rosema, and if you don't know Scott's worked for most of the main companies in one form or another. Done some coloring book work. Worked at Valiant for a while, and he's done a lot of stuff. Space Ghost is probably his biggest book from Kamiko. He also has a book available called Errantry, which is a fantasy magazine that you can purchase directly from him. That's Scott Rosema, Rosema. And he'll be back for future episodes on this if he can wake up long enough and his system doesn't wake up as well. So everybody, we deeply appreciate you being here. Make sure you check out the other Indie Comics Network programs. We'll run a little bump for that as we go out the door. And deeply appreciate you. Make sure you go out and buy alternative and independent comics. We cover this stuff because we love it. So, and there is so much work out there. There's so many channels out there now that just want to troll, that want to talk about how screwed up the current market is. And we all know it's a mess. We know that they're never going to get much better. But in the meantime, since the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, all through since the 1930s, there have been great artists doing great, phenomenal sequential artwork that we want to talk about, that we want to show off to you, maybe pass along a little bit of our knowledge to you and on how these artists approach these works. And who knows, maybe someday we can get Walt on here to
and
talk about his stuff.
We've not covered European artists yet.
No, we've barely scratched
We've got
the surface.
Bolland, Cam Kennedy, Mobius, all sorts of people.
I have a Rocco Vargas book that would be amazing to go through by the great Daniel Torres.
Yeah, and we've also got Esquerra to do and all this kind of thing.
I have a lot of Esquerra too.
He's fabulous.
I love his work.
Artwork. Yeah,
I have the stainless steel rat collection. I have a number of Strontium dog books and just there's a lot of that Simonson Mobius looking at Square's work too. So.
We've got to do
beautiful
Dave Gibbons as well. Probably do Watchmen or something like that.
Only when we have to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's good though.
Yeah, I got just almost every Watchmen book. I don't have the noir. I don't have the black and white book that Russ has. I think that's the only book I don't have of Watchmen. But I do have a couple of. I've got a set of portfolios that DC did. That's got the French versions. That's got the French cover versions that Gibbons did. That's rarely seen artwork. It's just amazing. There's 6 plates. They did 2 issues at a time.
Did you get Dave Gibbons' book?
I think I do.
That's fantastic with all the roughs in it and all the.
Oh yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I do.
Fabulous.
We could. That would be a great teaching book as well to go through. And again, folks, you want to see somebody? Let us know. Drop us a comment. Send us a note. Let us know who you want to see covered. I really personally, I want to do Darwin Cook. I've had a whole stack of great classic era Mad magazines sitting here that we can go over. There's also we might end up doing that on Sunday Funnies. You never know.
Mort
Drucker. Yep. You can also stop back in on the Indie Comics Network Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Glenn's usually there most of the time. Where I host a show called the Sunday Funnies, and we talk about just stuff in general that has really inspired us. Last Sunday's episode is finally back up. We had to do a little bit of very incredibly small chunk of editing, as whoever owns or thinks that they own the McCool opening, whether it was the song or it was probably the song is how it usually lands. We had to go through and edit that segment out of the Sunday Funnies in order to get it back up there. But it's up there now, and you can go over there and enjoy that as well. We looked at some great old cartoons last Sunday. This upcoming Sunday, I have no idea what we're going to do, but we'll do something. We'll talk about it off the air, figure out something to do for Sunday. And in the meantime, folks, we wish you a great rest of your day, great weekend. Take care. Hope you enjoyed yourself as much as we did. If you've liked or enjoyed this program, make sure you tell somebody. Tell a friend, have them go over the Indie Comics Network and subscribe. Even if they don't watch it over at the Indie Comics Network, go over to the YouTube Indie Comics Network and subscribe. We're slowly building our subscriber list. We want to get it up to 1,000 so that we can be monetized. We did get the attention of the porn bots this morning for whatever reason. They were really rough to chase off, but they're gone now. So, but again, tell a friend. Comics by Night. We're here talking about all sorts of great comics. So we hope that you'll join us again next time.
See you later.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Well, I hit the button. It didn't go through. Here we go again.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Well, that didn't work either. Let's try this. Doesn't that book look like fun?
It's
almost got a European feel to it. And we're still on. Here we go. Now on Sunday mornings, longtime independent comics creator Randy Zimmerman brings to you a podcast that talks about the lighter and more whimsical side of comics, the fun side of comics. That's right. Sunday Funnies is back Sunday morning, 9 a.m. on the Indie Comics Network on YouTube. Check it out. Special guests, great comic talk, good times. See you there.
Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with you.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.